Okay, so chess 1 for me was initially the most difficult mechanic to call, but actually, but there are a couple different ways to call it, and the method that I found that works the best, I call the path to glory method, and the reason that it's good, that I prefer it to other methods is twofold. One, it keeps you close to the center. It prioritizes the center. So if you can be in the center, you're in the center. And then two, it reduces the solution to the mechanic to a series of Boolean decisions. So it's either a 1 or a 0. So I've got some people here to help me out with the calling, and I've got some helpers here. I've got Rai and I've got Lilia, and they're going to be my robots. So for now, Lilia, I'd like you to go to the side. I'd like you to go to the A row over to the west side there, and just go stand there as if you're a robot. And then Rai, I'd like you to go down to the 3 row, but on the east side. And you're going to be my side robots, okay? You're going to be my side robots that I'm going to call. So the way this works is the mechanic, the robots, there will be 4 robots, 2 on the sides, the east-west, and 2 on the north-south. So I've got Lilia and I've got Rai are playing my robots. The first thing when they do when they come out is they'll just appear. They won't have numbers on them. There will always be, for the side robots, it can be random, but there will always be at least 1 row between them. So they cannot be directly next to each other, which we will use that as part of our calling method. All right. So we're only going to worry about the side robots first, and then we'll talk about the north-south robots second. So for the side robots, as soon as they appear, we're going to start in the middle. We're going to start in the middle, and every decision I make is going to be based off of me starting in the middle. So the robots move in from the side, and they blast that row and that column. So as soon as they appear, you know which rows are getting blasted. In this setup, the robot is in the A row, and is going to blast the A row, and the east robot is going to blast the 3 row, this far south row. So I know that this row that I am in is not getting blasted, and I call this a safe row. And the reason I call it safe is not because it is safe from everything, it's safe from these 2 robot blasts, okay? And then I know that. Now let's say for example that it wasn't in these 2 rows. Lilia, move south 1 row. Other way, perfect. Okay, yeah. If Lilia, no worries. If the robot is here, I know this row is getting blasted. So this row is not safe. So the first decision that you have to make is, as soon as you see the robots, is you check, does the middle row have a robot? And if the answer is no, you're done. You stay here. If the answer is yes, you move south 1 square. And since the robots cannot be directly next to each other, you know this. If this row has a robot, this row will never have a robot. So that's step 1. So the next thing that happens is the robots are going to get numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and change this so that, let's see, Lily's going to get a 1 and Rai is going to get a 2. Okay, so once the robot gets numbers, the next step is to identify a safe column. So I know that this row is safe. I know that if North Wayne's glow safe spot is either east or west, there is going to be a safe spot in this row if the safe spot from North Wayne's glow is east or west, okay? Now I need to identify a safe column. So once they get numbers, I can do that. And the way this works is I want to prioritize the center column. The only way a side robot is going to blast the center column is if one of them has a 3. So that's what you look for. Does one of them have a 3? If the answer to that question is no, they do not have a 3, the center column is safe and you don't have to move. But let's say, for example, that Rai wasn't a 2. Let's say that this robot that Rai is representing actually is a 3. Okay, now this row is unsafe because he's going to move 3 squares and blast this row. So the second question to ask is, does the robot have a 3? If no, you're done. If yes, move 1 square toward the robot with a 3. And now this is my magic square because I have identified a safe row and a safe column. And now all I have to do is wait for North Wayne's glow to appear, and I am just running straight to the safe spot, either north, south, east, or west. Let's say that North Wayne's glow appears and west is safe. I am going to run straight west And the next thing I have to look at is that a 1? If it's a 1, then this row is not safe, so I'm stopping short right here. And this is the safe spot. That's if West is safe. If Lilia was a 2, I would be going all the way to the wall. So again, it's Boolean. Is it a 1? If yes, stop short. If it's greater than 1, go all the way to the wall. Done. All right. Now let's say if South is safe. If North Wayne's Glow South is safe, guess what? I'm already on the safe square. I'm already on the safe square because I'm in the safe row. I'm in a safe column. And North Wayne's Glow only does not blast the last square and a half. So this is the safe spot. Similarly, in this case, if East was safe, I'm already on the safe square because I know the robots aren't going to hit this square with the first blast, and the North Wayne's Glow does not hit the last square and a half. Now, if I have to run north, I'm going north, and I'm looking for, and I see that there's no robot in this column. So this spot is safe if north is safe, but also this spot is safe because there's no robots blasting either of these two squares. And again, North Wayne's Glow only blasts a square and a half. So that's it. That's the easiest way to call the first part of chess 1. Now here's the second part. So I'm going to have Lilia and I'm going to change their markers again. I'm going to have Lilia and Rye go ahead and be the north-south robots. So now the north-south robots are a little bit easier. So Rye, you're going to stand here, right here. And Lilia, you're going to stand, yep, exactly. So the north and south robots never spawn anywhere else other than these two places. And they never blast rows, they only blast columns. So this part is very, very easy. Now the easiest way to solve this is, we'll start here. The robots will always be facing towards the larger part of the arena. So this south robot will always face and move west. The north robot will always face and move east. And they will always move at least one square, which means this south robot that Rye is representing will never blast this row or this row. So anytime your safe square is on the east side, you never have to look at that robot. You only have to look at the robot on the west side, which is Lilia, because Lilia is the only robot that can blast these two rows. Okay. Now this is the more the beginner method. This is the method I recommend when you're first starting calling. I'll talk about the more advanced method a little bit later, but they're both pretty easy. So I look at Lilia, and the question I ask is Lilia a 2? Okay, because that is the only one that matters. If Lilia is a 2, this row is unsafe, and this row has to be safe. This far wall row has to be safe, because Rye can never, the robot that Rye is representing can never move backward into this row. Because they can never blast these two rows, I only look at Lilia 2, good, this is safe right here. This row, I'm done. Now let's say Lilia was a 1. If Lilia was a 1, she's not a 2, then this row is always safe, and I can be here every time. That's the only thing you need to do. And similarly, let's say I'm over on the west side. Instead of, I know Lilia cannot blast this row or this row, I only need to look at the south robot and check to see what number they are. So if they're a 2, then I know I cannot be in this row. I know this far row is safe. And subsequently, if they're not a 2, then I know this row is safe. All right? Now for the more advanced method. Now ultimately, you're going to get to the point where you're not way back out here away from the queen. You want uptime for your melee. So the way to do this is they only blast 2 rows. So one of these 3 columns is guaranteed to be safe. And the way to check that is to look for the ones. All right? Check both. Look north, look south. Is there a 1? If there is a 1, the safe spot is in the row, the starting row of the other robot that's not a 1. So in this case, if this robot is a 1 that's represented by Lilia, and this robot is a 3, because Lilia is a 1, this is my row right here. Okay? And that, now if it was the other way around, let's say Lilia was a 2 and Rye was a 1, then I know, because there's a Rye, then I know my safe column is in the row opposite of where Rye is, because he's blasting the middle row. Now, if there's no ones, let's say we've got a 2 and we've got a 3, then the center is the middle. So the way you want to approach this is check both robots. Okay, the second blast goes off, boom. It just goes off. I check north, I check south. There's no 1, the center is always safe. If there's no 1, the center is always safe. And if there is a 1, I'll change Y back to 1 real quick. If there is a 1, then I know that the column of the opposite robot is safe, and I can go right here, and I've got my uptime right here. And that's it. That's how you call chess 1, and that's how you break it down to a Boolean decision. Thanks to my helpers, Lily and Rye. I just wanted to talk through that and get that on recording real quick for people who are new to calling, so it wasn't so intimidating. All right, and that's all I got. Thanks, guys.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Chess 1 is next. All right, this is the safe row. We can stay here. And this is the safe column. We are moving this way. We are moving this way. We are not going to the wall. The wall is not safe. Right here. Right here. And we can stay here. We can stay on D. D is fine. D is just fine. Get ready for the tank buster. Chess 1 is next. All right, this is the safe row. This is the safe column. We will be running. We will be running this way, right here. Right here is safe. Directly on me. And we can move to the center. Right to the center. Center square. Center square is safe. Get ready for the tank buster. Chess 1 is next. All right, safe row. Safe column. We will be running this way. We'll be running this way all the way to the wall. All the way to the wall. We are going to move 1 square forward, 1 square. On B for the uptime. On B for the uptime. Get ready for the tank buster. Chess 1 is next. All right, safe row. Safe row, safe column, right in the middle. That's kind of nice. All right, we're moving this way, and we're going all the way to the wall. Right here. All the way to the wall, right here. And we're going to cross all the way over to D, 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 D. Get to D, get to D, get to D, get to D. Tried to give you guys the uptime. Chess 1 is next. All right, this is our safe row down here. And this is our safe column. We'll be moving. We'll be moving north. North, 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 north. We are stopping right here. Do not go to the wall. This is where we're going to stand. We're going to be crossing. We're going to be crossing. Cross, cross, cross. We're going to B. We're going to B. B, 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 B. We're on B for the uptime.